Hi, I'm Geoff Cumbers. I've been attending St James for about 10 years now. When we first moved here in late 2009, I was very ill and on a feeding tube, awaiting an operation, of which more later. You might notice that my head has a slight tremor. I'm afraid I can't help this. It's inherited and normally controlled by Botox injections at Frimley, which I can't have at the moment during the coronavirus crisis. I grew up in a Christian family, as did most of my generation. This involved compromise on my parents' part, since my father was a Roman Catholic and my mother Anglican. So they compromised and I went to high church. Lots of Latin and incense, and our priest was called Father Clift. This left an indelible mark on me. Deep down, I can't help liking the traditional service, although I like some modern worship, especially outdoors in the summer. In my teenage years, I rebelled, of course, and attended the Baptists and the Quakers before lapsing, except for a brief spell in my 20s when I got confirmed. In the swinging 60s, I attended Leeds University, studied Buddhism extensively, as it was very trendy at the time. I then got married, divorced, and worked my way up the career ladder, and I'm afraid God did get much space in my life. That is, until I was hospitalised at Frimley in 2009 for a strangulated hiatus hernia, resulting in 2 long spells in the ICU, the loss of my stomach, multiple organ failure due to sepsis, and the near loss of my life. As one of the army nurses said to me, "Geoff, there are no atheists in a trench, you know." This is when I called for a chaplain who read me a wonderful passage from Isaiah, chapter 43, verses 1 to 4. I've abbreviated it a bit, but verse 2 reads basically, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze." I found that very comforting when I was in great danger of losing my life. And from that moment, I felt closer to God and made a covenant to thank him for my survival against the odds. This meant a commitment to attend church, and later, when I felt better, to read in church and study the life and resurrection of Christ in the Bible groups, often conducted in the pub. My wife Claire has encouraged my faith, and I think I have helped my son to start attending church in Newcastle. Finally, I find comfort in some of the Psalms, particularly at the moment, Psalm 91, at this time of national crisis. Verses 5 and 6 read, I've abbreviated them slightly, "You need not fear the plague that stalks in the dark." And that's my story. Thank you.